Good
This
morning.
conference will now be
Yeah.
recorded.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see.
Okay. What about the others? Okay. So let's start the session for today. So today's session is all about robotic process automation and the bots which we are developing each and every day. The automations which is being done in day-to-day life. The new technology which all the organizations have been following nowadays. So, before proceeding further with this session and before explaining each and everything, before giving the gist of the robot, what is robotic process automation and what is automation anywhere tool, what are the tools which are used to do these automations, I would like to know from everybody that do you have any idea like what is robotic process automation?
No, I'm new to RPA, so not work with RPA.
Okay, okay. So, what other experience, do you have any other experience or you are just a fresher in an
So I'm a
RPA?
tester, so I have experience in testing.
Okay. So, are you working right now?
I was working, but not now. I was working
Okay.
last 1 month. I was not working.
Okay, okay. So, robotic process automation, initially what happened that they are not only before, but now also there are multiple processes or in day-to-day life, we come across multiple processes or multiple steps which are repeated on a daily basis, right? If even if you can see that even if you are entering something into an Excel file and storing it, right? So what happens, this is a day-to-day process, and if we are investing manual labor into that, then this process it's just a repetitive task, and in this repetitive task we can just automate it. We can, instead of using the manual labor over here, we can just put up a machine over there and use that manual labor somewhere else. If you you all must have done online shopping, right? So what happens whenever you place an order, you place an order and once you are done with placing an order, you just receive system generated emails or system generated mails. So these system generated emails as well as system generated mails, these are not sent by any human. These are the automatic generated mails. So what happens, these coding has been already been done and the process has been automated. Like whenever a person log in and places an order on Amazon or on Flipkart or on any web portal, you automatically just receive one email where you have all the credentials, where you have the order number, where you have the amount. So this is also a kind of automation. This is just a live example and it's a very small example of automation. Now this has been taken this has been modified a bit, and now the processes which are repetitive in nature, repetitive, I mean to say that you just perform the same set of steps each and every day. So instead of using manual labor into that, what we are doing, we are just doing a part of coding for that, and we are automating that process, and that process is done by the machine. So, did you understand what is automation and what kind of processes we are just going to automate with robotic process automation?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so even if you have any question in between, you can ask me, you can interrupt me and ask me. And second thing, if I'm going too fast, just let me know and stop me over there so that I
Sure.
can, right? Okay. So let's move forward. So it's not only about RPA. In robotic process automation, there are multiple tools in market. Many organizations are using multiple tools. Like there are tools to do automation, like Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, UiPath, OpenSpan, Pega. So some of the companies are using their own tool, like Nice. some of the organization. So what happened initially a few years back, like 4 to 5 years back, this RPA emerged, was just started, but now every organization is adapting this culture because we are automating each and everything, the repetitive task or the process which are going to happen in the daily life. We are just automating that process so that we don't engage manual labor into that. So today, what about which tool we are going to have a look is My Automation Anywhere. So this session is all about the tool which is My Automation Anywhere and how we automate any task using this Automation Anywhere. So before proceeding further towards the tool or towards the RPA, I just want to make you understand that it's not about hard coding. Whatever coding you do for Java, or you do for shell scripting, or you do in SQL. So this tool does not require hard coding or the knowledge of development or a coding background. Even if you have logical mind and a bit knowledge of development, like if you have knowledge of C or C++, or you just have the basic knowledge, then in that case you can work on this tool, or you can just use your logical mind and you can use this robotic process, this Automation Anywhere tool, or any of the automation tool which is present there in the market. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so here in this slide, I'm just explaining that what is robotics and automation. So I've already explained it to you that what does it mean. Just to give you a gist of the automation and the robotics process. So automation is all about developing codes and automating a repetitive task which is done manually. So in this repetitive task, you should ask yourself 3 questions before just automating any task, whatever task it is or whatever process it is. First of all, when you go through that process, okay, so you just need to ask 3 questions: whether this process can be automated or not. Does this process require any manual interference or not? And sorry, excuse me. And third thing is that does it have any decision, does it include any decision making or not? Because why I need to ask all these questions before proceeding further with the excuse me, sorry, excuse me for a minute. So why we need to ask all these questions before automating any process? Because if any manual intervention is required in any process, so we just need to have a clarity that whether, even if manual intervention is required, whether we can automate this process or not. Even if the manual intervention is required at the end of the process or the beginning of the process, then we can just automate that process. Initially, the human labor can work on that process, and gradually the bot can pick from that process. Okay, so we can automate any steps which are just carried out in day-to-day life. Like I'll just try to give you one example where what happens that whenever you onboard any company, so you receive certain mails that you have to fill that form and you have to apply for this account and you have to register over here, right? Now, initially, all these tasks were done by an HR. HR used to connect with you and send you mails that you need to fill these set of forms. HR used to fill your data into the database so that your data is there and secure with the company. And third thing, you used to get confirmation mail. So initially, all these tasks were done by the HR. But now, as you know, these are the repetitive tasks and same set of steps are followed for every new joinee who is going to onboard the company. So what should be done or what has been done now? That these 3 processes are automated. Automated in the sense like codes has been developed, and instead of using the HR manpower over here, what we can do, we can just automate this process and system can send you mails regarding all the onboarding formalities, and it can also store the your data, the employees data, into the database of the company. And third thing, all the confirmation mail, once everything is done and once all the data has been taken from your end, then you can get the confirmation mail. So instead of using the human over here, this process has been automated, right? And because these are the repetitive tasks, and whenever a new joinee joins the company, all these formalities needs to be done. So instead of engaging one human, we are just automating this task, and using a bot to do this task, and we can use that human to do some more good work in the sense the logical work, or which requires more of a human intelligence, right? So basically this says that automation and robotics engineering is the use of control systems and information technologies to reduce the need for human work, as I have already explained. Then the creation and application of technology to monitor and control the production and delivery of products and services. So that by using the bot, we can I won't say efficiency, but yes, there would be less chances to do the manual error, which is generally done due to negligence, or because rules has been set for the bot that you have to do all these steps, and in that case it does not, there are very few rare chances of throwing an error, the bot throwing an error. Second thing, what are the benefits? That you can run the bot 24 cross 7. A human needs holidays, or something like that, but if you apply any bot or you do automation for any process, then these process can be done 24 cross 7. So my next slide is the evolution of RPA. So how RPA evolved? So what happened initially, the organization also used the automation technology, but previously the automation was done by not by any tool, but automation was done using the macros, using the scripting, the VB script, and the macros which are there. So initially also we used to automate any process, but now the automation has taken a big role, and it has evolved so nicely, and many tools have come to do this automation. But previously what was done, the if you don't have any idea about the macro or the script, then I'll just give a gist of that. In macros, what happened, that if you have any Excel sheet and you are performing any set defined steps on any Excel sheet, so in that case, we used to, there is one functionality of macros developer in Excel. So what you do, you just enable that functionality and you record all those steps which are done in day-to-day life. Not in day-to-day life, that in Excel, which are carried out in every day. So even if you're copying some data from the Excel and pasting it somewhere else, so you can just record the macro and you can run the macro. So that macro is run for all the Excel files, so which include the same set of steps. So initially macros was used for scripting. We have VB script for SAP portal. You can even record the script and make it dynamic as per your need, and record the script for those set of steps which are carried out every day, or which are set defined. A set defined set of steps, and you can run the VB script. So initially automation was done by using the VB script and using the macro, but now many tools, as the technology has evolved, many tools has come in the market, which helps in automating any process. Okay, so basically what happens, that RPA has three key technologies by which it works. Now, first is screen scraping, second one is workflow automation, and third is artificial intelligence. Okay. So what happens, that as the name suggests, like in RPA, what else you can do, or on what basics it has been created, the RPA, like how we have just evolved to RPA, and what are the fundamentals that that are used for RPA, for automating any process, then these are the three key technologies which are used for RPA, which is screen scraping, workflow automation, and artificial intelligence. Okay. So what is my screen scraping? As the name suggests, you can just get the idea that by screen scraping, we mean that we are just trying to get the data, and we are collecting the data from any web portal or from any screen. So it is just a kind of retrieving data from any screen. Like you have any application or you have any web portal. Let's say that we want to get some data from the Flipkart. Like I just want to get the data. How many I have one MI phone, and I need to get the data of the MI phone, like price and its functionalities, what is the processor, what is the RAM. So in that case, when we get data of that phone, or when we get data from any portal or from any website, then that is known as screen scraping. So here it said that screen scraping is the process of collecting screen display data from a legacy application so that the data can be displayed by a more modern user interface. So even if it's not a legacy application, we can then also retrieve any data from by using RPA from any web portal, from any web screen, any Windows application. We can get the data, and that is known as screen scraping. Now, the second one is my workflow automation. So what it does, that the manually what happens initially, that if I talk about 20 years back or 30 years back, initially we don't had computers, and the data entry or whatever details were there, whatever details were used to be maintained in the file. We used to follow the file system approach. Now, as the technology evolved, we use the database to store all the data and all the details. So now we are evolving to RPA, and all these data which were manually entered into the system or which were manually entered into the file, now all these data would be entered into the system by any bot, and coding will be done for that. So that is known as workflow automation software. So what it says, that the advantage of workflow automation software is which eliminates the need for manual data entry and increases order fulfillment rates, include increased speed, efficiency, and accuracy. And obviously, yes, whenever a data is entered manually by any human into the system, so obviously what happens, it takes more time entering the data, verifying the data, and then entering it manually. So what happens, workflow automation helps us to increase the speed, efficiency, and the process is fast tracked by using the system or using the bot for workflow automation. So basically it just means that entering the data and storing the data into the system. Now, third thing is artificial intelligence. So this is also in coming future, we'll be using artificial intelligence and robotics. So I'll just show you the levels of automation. So lastly, artificial intelligence, just it involves computer or any system to just do all the tasks which require human intervention. Till now, I was talking about the process which does not have human intervention or which does not include decision making. But by the use of artificial intelligence, we can even handle the manual intervention whenever it is required. And second thing, if we have any decision making at any point of time, then artificial intelligence would be helpful in that. So this also artificial intelligence is one of the fundamental of RPA. So any question till now?
Nothing from my side.
Okay. So let's move forward. Okay. So now here comes what are the benefits and applications of RPA. So with the you must be working in the organization. So you have seen that in past 10 to 15 years everything has been automated, like we are just moving towards digitalization, we are moving towards adapting the new technology and the newest methodologies in IT field or in any field. So even when initially, if you have gone to the railway station, so initially the announcement were done by manually by the coordinator that would be there at the railway station. But now even the system generated voicemails are played over and over again. Second thing, when you get any call from the credit card, like if you want, if you haven't paid the bill of your credit card and you just receive a call, so initially there was a person sitting behind, they used to call you and they used to remind you, sir, you haven't paid the credit card bill. But now that's not happening. We have a system generated voicemail which just call you and tells you that, sir, you haven't paid the bill. You need to pay the credit card bill by 10th of October or by 15th of October, right? So all these tasks which were initially done by human now has been taken by the systems, or the most preferably, if I say, then it would be bots. Now bots are doing all these processes. So what has been done, this has been coded and development has been done for that, and there is one set of codes. There is not any physical bot, but one set of code which is rerunning and iterating for every customer, for every user, depending on some conditions. Okay, so that's why you just whenever your bill payment time is approaching, that system just by as per the condition, that system generated voicemail calls you and reminds you that, sir, you need to pay the bill. So that's how the technology is evolving and the automation part is evolving. So now here we have benefits of RPA and applications of RPA. So till now I have told you multiple benefits of RPA, that what are the benefits of RPA, how you can use it, and how in coming future we are going to adapt to automation, right? So it just I'll just go one by one to all the benefits of RPA, which is enabling better customer service, ensuring business operation, allowing processes to be completed much more rapidly, providing improved efficiency by digitizing and auditing process data, creating cost savings for manual and repetitive tasks, and enabling employees to be more productive. Now, as I already said, that engaging one human labor for doing a repetitive task is of no use, right? We can use that human, or we can use the capabilities of that human to do something more productive and something more which needs the human approach, right? So obviously, yes, you know that human takes holidays even on Saturday, Sunday. It's generally off for any organization, or you need holidays. But if we use the system, then it is going to work for 24/7. Right. Second thing, what happens that while doing any task, there are more chances of making a human error or some negligence error when you are doing it manually. But if any bot or any system is doing that task, then there are 0.1%, or I would say 1%, let's take 1%, there would be 1% chances of making an error or just doing that error. Third thing, you know that manual processing takes time as well, and as compared to the system processing. So if it is like automated, then it can be processed very fast. So coming to applications of RPA, so I'll just help you understand that in which industries RPA is being used. So it's not only comprised to IT industry, like it's not only restricted to IT industry. RPA is being used in each and every industry, like even in the healthcare, even in the BPOs, even in the accounting, even in the human resources, as I gave one example that how it is used in the human resources, how RPA is used and how automation is used in the human resources. Second thing, how I even gave you an example that how it is used in marketing. So e-commerce, even the e-commerce websites are using automation technology, right? And even the banks and financial service providers, they are also using automation. So automation is also being used there. As I gave you one example of credit card, or let me give you one example where you are just receiving the mail whenever you would transact some amount and you just receive a mail. Or sometimes what happens that you just get a form that okay, you need to fill the form and submit it. So all these are through a bank, that if you want to open a savings account. So now everything is automated, and it's not only limited to IT industry, that only the IT industry is using the automation technology. It is like it is being used all over the in every field, and all over the field automation has just been used everywhere. I could say even at small scale or at large scale. But automation is now being used in every industry, whether it is customer service or accounting or financial service or healthcare or human resources or supply chain management. And there are many more industries which I have not mentioned over here, but these are being used in many industries. Wherever you go, even at the railway station example I've given you, that there it also it's being used. So yes, automation is being used in every field and every industry. Okay, so let's move forward and just have a look that what applications can be automated. So there must be a question in your mind that how would come to know that this should be automated, or what kind of applications it can automate. Whatever, like my automation any, if I talk about my automation anywhere tool, so what kind of application can be automated? So here I have just mentioned that both applications, which is my front end application as well as my back end applications, so both the applications can be automated by using the automation anywhere tool. So here, by front-end application, I mean the user interface, which you can see. Okay, like if I talk about the web portal, web applications, SAP web portal or SAP web application, Salesforce, Excel files. So all these can be automated. Or if I talk about the console or the mainframe terminals, so all these applications which you can see, which has a UI, so all these applications can be automated. So even the front end applications can be automated, and second thing, even the back end applications can be automated. So here by back end applications, I mean to say the database, where you are just storing the data. By backend application, you just mean the application which is running at the back end of the system, okay, which you cannot see. Those applications can also be automated by using these tools, whether it is automation anywhere tool, Bluepress, UiPath, OpenSpan. So yes, you can automate both type of applications using this tool, whether it is front-end application or it is back-end application. So all type of applications can be automated by using these tools. You just need to ask some questions, that whether it uses a set defined set of steps, whether it is repetitive task, and if the answer to your question is yes, then yes, it can be automated. The process can be automated, whether it is front end application or it is back end application. So I've just listed a few tasks that can be automated using RPA. Like we can automate website, we can automate website scrapping. Second, we can automate customer order processing, incoming customer email query. Okay, so getting the data, fetching the data, processing the order of the customer. If you have any email, then replying to that email. You must have noticed that whenever you send some mail, then there is one auto-generated mail received from that website or saying that this is auto-generated reply. We have captured your request. We have taken your request. Soon, any member from our team will contact you. So these are auto-generated mails. So this is also a part of automation, and this has been automated. Second is transfer from one
Hi, I have
system
a
to
question here. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, as when you say front-end application, back-end application, right? So yeah, AI automation anyway has the capability to do automation both, right? Front-end and back-end, right? We
Mhm.
need to use other Blue Prism or OpenSpan or AI path.
Okay, so like if you have a database, then there is an option, even if for Blue Prism or for UiPath,
Mhm.
there is an option where you can do the connectivity with the database. You can set the connection string, and then by setting the connection string, you just make a connection with the database, and similarly, you can just get the data and feed that into the database by firing the queries. If you are using the database connection, you can just fire the queries, you can just run the queries of update select command. If you want to retrieve any data which is already there in the database, then you can use those commands, select query commands, if you want to update any data, and if you have the rights, because you need access to update the data or delete the data. So if you have the
Okay.
right, you can accordingly, by setting the connection string, you can do that, and you can fire a query. So let me tell you something
So
over
my
here.
so my question is so back-end application can be automated using automation anywhere?
Yeah, it can be automated.
Okay. Okay.
Even if you I'll just show you, there is one command which is my database
Mhm.
command. If you have gone through the tool and if you have gone through the options in the tool, so there is one command which is my database command, and through that database command you have multiple options over there: connect, disconnect command, connect, disconnect, SQL query, update query, delete query. So what happens, you can make a connection over any database. Like if you have any type of database which is installed in your system, you can make connection over that database. What we do, we even sometimes it happens that I have worked on Excel files which have lakhs of data. So what I do, I treat that Excel file as a database, and I make connection string on that Excel file, right? And by
Okay.
making connection on that Excel file, I just get pull the data, paste the data over there. So even if you have any database installed, and if you have any access to the database, and if you have connection string, you just need to make a connection with that database using the automation anywhere tool by using the command connect command under the database command. Okay, and once you
Okay,
have
got it.
connected to the database, you can just fire a query, any query. It can like if you fire the SQL query where you need to get the data of the employees whose age is above 35, so you can just fire a query after making the connection. Once the connection has been made, you can fire the query, and once all the database work has been done, you need to disconnect by using the command disconnect database. Did you get my point? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Is it clear? So it's not only about the OLDB connection or SQL connection. So if you are using any type of database, you can make connections over all the kind of database. You just need to set the connection string and make a connection with that database, right?
Okay. Yeah, got it, Ankita.
Okay, so shall we proceed further?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So some of the tasks that can be automated, as I told you, that website scrapping, customer order processing, incoming customer email, transferring data from one system to another, call center operations, payroll processing. So yes, you must have seen in your day-to-day life that how this has taken the human intervention, the human effort has been taken out by the system-generated emails, and you must have seen that how payroll is now being processed by using the system. Now no human labor is involved into that. Now forms are processed using the system. You just get the system generated voicemail, you get the system generated mails. So in your day-to-day life, you have seen many examples of automation. So that was on a very small level. Now by using the tool, we are just looking at the bigger picture and we are moving towards the bigger automations, right? Okay, so here is the list of the tools which are there in the market, which are used for any automation. Like one is Automation Anywhere, second one is Blue Prism, UiPath, WorkFusion, OpenSpan, Kofax, Copa, and NICE, which is one of the organization tools. So what happens? Organization is also using their own tool for automating any process. So they are moving, but but in the market, Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism, and UiPath, they have a they are being very widely used by many organizations. That every organization is using more than 2 to 3 tools and working on these tools and using these tools to automate any process. So yes, you can work on any of these tools to automate any process, and I think you don't need, it's not only about what I think, but if you are working on Automation Anywhere tool, right, you don't need to have a coding background or development background. Even if you are from operations and you have a logical set of mind and you can work and you have basic knowledge, yes, you should have a basic knowledge, like a basic knowledge of C or C++, and so you can, yes, you can work on these tools. It's not a rocket science. So it's not that you have to have a development background to work on these tools. No, even if you have basic knowledge and you just want to switch to these tools and you want to explore the automation field, so yes, you can work on these tools and you can develop codes. You just need to have a logical approach towards anything. So these are the list of tools. Let's move forward. So now here comes the main portion where I'm just going to give the overview of the Automation Anywhere. So this session is all about the Automation Anywhere tool. I just gave an overview about what robotics is, what RPA is, how industry is evolving and using RPA in day-to-day life. So now I'm going to just give you an overview that what is Automation Anywhere tool and how it was used and what functionalities does it provide. What functionalities does the Automation Anywhere tool provide? Okay, so Automation Anywhere allows you to create automated tasks with ease. So here it says that very easily we can automate any task. It's very user friendly. If you're automating any task, it just has the drag and drop option. There are few commands. You just need to drag and drop and apply logical approach towards it. Nothing else. So it is very user friendly. It is very easy to use, and its interface, its UI is very intuitive and very easy to use. So Automation Anywhere provides multiple properties, or I could say that it has multiple options where you can record any task. If you have certain set of tasks, then there are 3 recorders which are used in Automation Anywhere: screen recorder, web recorder, and smart recorder. Okay, so you can just use these 3 recorders and you can record any task. So it provides the functionality of recording any task and then making it dynamic. Okay, so it says that Automation Anywhere allows you to create automated tasks with ease. Its intuitive interface provides you the essential features to record, modify, and run tasks that range from simple to more complex ones. Yes, you can even just automate simplest tasks as well as the complex ones. So it has that user-friendly approach. It has very friendly interface. So it provides many functionalities of screen recording and web recording. So you can record these steps and you can just make it dynamic as per your need, and you can run the task. So it's very, very user friendly. Second is you can even optimize the time spent on running any task by providing many capabilities. Like it provides us with many functionalities. We can even transform a repetitive task by using the keystrokes and mouse clicks. Okay, so it provides the option of keystrokes and mouse clicks, though it's not suggested to use keystroke and mouse clicks, but yes, you can just transform a repetitive task. You can schedule any task if you want to run any task on every Monday. So it provides the feature or it provides the functionality where you can schedule any task every Monday. If you want to run any task on the first day of the month, then you can schedule it the same way, that task could be scheduled on the first of every month, and it would run on first date of every month, even of July, August, September. So it provides the scheduling functionality. Number 3, you can use multiple technologies, many other technologies in Automation Anywhere. Like as I said, you can use scripting over here. You can even use VB script, JavaScript. You can call those scripts over here, and you can use those scripts in Automation Anywhere. So yes, we can even use multiple applications in Automation Anywhere, right? Then it also provides the functionality where we have the error handling approach, where we can capture if we are running any code and if we encounter any business exception or any coding exception. So we can capture it and we can handle it by using the error handling techniques. Okay. So the automated processes can be run over a single machine, or it can be run on a multiple machine working simultaneously. So yes, it provides the functionalities. It has a server which is known as control room. So by there you can just run the bot on multiple machines simultaneously. It also has a centralized system for backup. So as I said, I just took a name of control room. So control room acts as a server to Automation Anywhere. So you can store data or any confidential data, or you can take the backup. So in the control room, so it acts as a server of the Automation Anywhere too. So you have multiple, I would say that multiple functionalities in Automation Anywhere, which helps you to automate any task at very ease. So here I'm just listing down of some of the unique features of Automation Anywhere. So I'll just go through each and every point. That Automation Anywhere provides the following features, making it the only solution in the market to offer complete automation capabilities by using the smart automation technology, where we can as I said, here you can see with no programming, here it is said that with no programming required. As I said, you don't need to be from a development background to use this tool. Even if you have basic knowledge, you can work on this tool. You can develop codes on this tool. And it is highly reliable. Second thing, as I told you, that it has a control room which acts as a server to Automation Anywhere tool, where everything is stored and you can watch the task which has run in previous days or which is running right now. You can check the status over there. You can keep all the secure data, and you can maintain security through control room. Okay. And there are more than 550 plus components, I would say, that options in Automation Anywhere, like Active Directory, conditions and loop, user prompt, file, database, high-speed replay. So once you start working on the tool, you'll get to know that it provides with multiple functionalities, and you have multiple approaches to use this tool. And you can use it on any application by using all these components. Now, let me show you the Automation Anywhere architecture. What architecture it follows, right? So basically, it follows the client, bots, and control room architecture, and all these three are with each other. It has primary three components. The Automation Anywhere tool has three components. One is bots, other is client, and third one is control room. And all these three are interacting with each other for making any process work, for making any task work. So bots. So what happens here? You can see client. Here we are the person where bot is. It is the interface, or I would say it is the platform where the bot is developed. On the client side, the development is done. All the development is done on the client side. Now, second is my bots, where the developed codes are run over here in the bots, right? And control room, this acts as a server. This acts as a server, and whatever operations is being done, like the bots has been run or the bot has been developed, the code has been developed, then it is uploaded into the control room. And if any bot is there or any task is there, we can schedule it from control room. We can save the secure data here in the control room. So whenever any bot is run and it fails, so you have the complete log of which bot run when it was scheduled, when it failed. So control room acts as a server. So here it's written that control room is a web-based platform that controls the Automation Anywhere. In other words, it's the server that controls Automation Anywhere bots. And yes, you know that you must have heard about AWS, Amazon Web Services, and cloud. So here, control room acts as the server of these two bots and clients, where you have access to every bot, you have access to every client. You can see which bot is running when, which bot is scheduled, which bot is triggered, what is what is the status of each and every bot, how many tasks failed, how many tasks completely was completed successfully, where it failed. And you can even manage the credentials, like if you are storing any confidential data, so you can just manage the confidential data into the control room. So control room is altogether a new topic, or a vast topic, I would rather say, which require one day of effort to learn more about control room, where you can even give licenses, where you even give licenses to the bot runner license, development license, admin license. You can even you even create the licenses and assign the licenses. You even create the credentials, you store the credentials. So you have the access to all the tasks and all the bots via control room, and it is the server. So you can look upon both the client and the bots through control room. Okay, so this is the interface of the Automation Anywhere. You can see this picture. So whenever you click on Automation Anywhere 2, this screen comes, which is known as my client's dashboard eye. And you just need to click on Automate or click on Skip, then this window will pop up. Okay, can you see this window? So this window pops up, and here by you can automate any task by clicking on new, and you can click any task, like you can prepare new task or any set of automation. And here you can see that you have multiple tasks over here which has already been created. So you can, if you want to make any changes in existing task, you can just select that task by clicking on that task and click on edit. So you have the functionality where you can run any task. So you just need to highlight that task and you just need to click on that task. Here you see multiple options where you have my task, my scripts, my exes, and my docs. So you have the functionality to store any document over here in my docs. You have the functionality to executable files over here. You can save the script over here, which can be a VB script, JavaScript. You can and under my task, you just need to create the task, and your tasks are saved under my task in this folder. Now the recording option, which was already been said, that if you want to record any task, and Automation Anywhere provides the functionality of recording any task, so you can record it from here by clicking on record, and you can record from here. this provides 3 functionalities of recording. One is screen recorder, web recorder, and smart recorder. So you can record any task from here. So you also have the functionalities like Automation Anywhere helps us to automate 3 type of bots. We can create 3 types of bot using Automation Anywhere. One is task bot, second one is meta bot, and third one is IQ bots. So I'll get into details about all the 3 bots in the coming sessions. So you have the functionality to just create one meta bot, or you can even create the IQ bot, but you need to have the license to create the meta bot and IQ bot. Now, the second thing what I was telling about this window is you can just see the properties of any task, like you have highlighted any task and you can click on properties. So it just provides you with the properties of any task, that how many mouse clicks has been used, keystrokes has been used, total clicks. You can even view the log of any task, where they failed and passed. If it failed, then what was the reason behind its failure? Now you can, by clicking on the schedule option, you can schedule any task at any point of time. Like by providing the time and providing the date, you can schedule the task. And third one is trigger. So you can just trigger the task. You can just run the task by applying any trigger, and trigger can be applied on receiving any file, receiving any email, creating any folder, deleting any folder. So you have multiple options over here by which you can use the trigger and you can run the task. So that's all for today. So any question till now? Do you have any question on this tool or whatever we have covered today?
No, Ankita, I'm good.
So it's pretty clear. Do you want any further insight over the tool or about the automation? So if you have any question apart from this, if you have any question related to the market standards or anything, so if you have, you can ask me. I'll try to clear it out.
Yeah, Ankita, hi. This is Samadan from this side. So
Oh, hi.
can you just take us through what part you will cover in Automation Anywhere? Means there is a task, right? And which part you will going to cover?
Okay. So yeah, in coming session.
Yes.
Yeah, you were saying
If
something?
if do you have application on your system right now?
Yeah, no, not right now. I won't be able to show you right now. But yes, in the coming sessions, after giving the overview and after providing with you the fundamentals, I'll just move to the tool. In the third session, I guess. Today is the first session. Tomorrow, I'll just tell you about methodology which we follow in RPA and what are the life cycle which we follow in RPA. After covering that, we'll on the third session, we'll just jump to the tool and I'll show you all the components, and I'll show you how all these components work, or how there is one more screen where you edit the task, which is known as task editor. So all the components which are there in the tool, I'll just take you further to that in the coming sessions, like how you can use all the components in the Automation Anywhere tool.
Okay.
Did it clear your query?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very clear.
So any other question apart from?
So are we having class tomorrow?
Yeah, most probably we'll be having class tomorrow.
Okay.
The organizer will let you know if we are having. So I think we have a class tomorrow. So at this time itself, we'll continue from here.
Okay.
Okay, and this is weekday batches, right?
Sorry?
Or week? It is weekday batches or weekend batches?
I have been told that this is the weekday batches. I don't have any problem if you want to continue with the weekend or with your weekday. So just let your know feasibility and availability to the organizer, and they will let me know. Whatever it is, even if it is weekend or if it is weekday, I'm okay with that. So just tell them what you guys want, whether you want weekday batch or you want weekend batch. Accordingly, we can schedule the sessions.
Yeah, we want weekdays batch.
Yeah,
Okay.
we are looking for weekdays batches. Okay.
Yeah, we can continue tomorrow because already we have missed 3 classes. So we can, tomorrow we can compensate that classes,
Okay.
and we can start from the Monday.
Okay, not an issue. And
Yeah.
the second thing, I just want to know that do you guys have any coding background or any development background?
Yeah, Ankita, from my side, I don't have any coding background. Okay,
So,
so
presently, are you a fresher or?
oh no, actually, I have experience in accounting industry almost 7 years.
Okay,
So yeah,
that's great. Mhm.
So I have a
yeah.
basic knowledge of Java and
Okay.
SQL and VB script. I have basic knowledge.
So that's going to work. Like as I told you that if you have basic knowledge, then this is not a rocket science. Even if you have
Mm.
knowledge in accounting, so if you don't have development knowledge, so it's okay. I'll just tell you about the life cycle, how development life cycle works here in RPA. So tomorrow session would also be a theoretical session where I would be telling the cycles and how this how on what approaches it is based on. So it's okay. We'll continue with the tool from Monday onwards, and I'll show you how you can automate the process. So it's not a rocket science. It is. You don't need to have a development background, as I have been telling this from the very beginning. So it's just the logical approach, and it's very easy to use. So that's all. So any other question?
Yeah, Ankita, if you don't mind, something about yourself.
Yeah, so presently I'm working in an organization as a developer, and I'm RPA developer. I've been working in this Automation Anywhere tool, and it's been 3 years I've been working in this tool. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm currently associated with one organization. I have prepared more than 20 bots. Uh, which includes all types of automating all type of applications. Number one is SAP application, web-based application, web portal, Excel automation, PDF automation, email automation. So I have done all these type of automations, and uh, I've been working only on this tool, which is my Automation Anywhere tool. I have been working on task bots as well as meta bots, and presently I'm looking forward because we don't have license on IQ bots, so I don't have much knowledge on IQ bots, but I have developed tasks on metabots and metabots and task bots. So that's all from my end. So I'll
Okay.
be
Thank
moving
you.
forward with the task bots today with in this coming sessions.
Okay. Yeah, Ankita, one more question that do you have any idea about means did you work on any project which was involved with the Oracle R12 application?
No. Actually, we were into the phase where we had to install the database and we had to work on the database. But I haven't worked on Oracle and SQL, as you said. But yes, I have used those commands which are there in the Automation Anywhere tool, which is my database commands on Excel file. Like what happens if you have lack data in your Excel file. So we treat that Excel as a database, right? And we
Okay.
make connection string on that database, and we use it as a database, and we make connection string on that Excel file, and we fire SQL query. If you want to fetch some data, we fire SQL query, which is my select whatever column names I want, and get the data. If I want to update that Excel sheet, I fire query of update command. I just fire the update command. So that's how I have worked, but I'm looking forward to work on the database. If I get an opportunity, then surely. But if you know how to use that database command, you can use it anywhere. That's not a big task or not a big challenge.
Okay. Thank you, Ankita.
Thank you so much, guys.
So Ankita, so may I know what are the major product-based companies is using Automation Anywhere tool?
So there are many companies in the market. I would say every company is using Automation Anywhere tool. Even the if I'm not talking about the Automation Anywhere tool, but I'm telling you about the RPA.
Okay.
Even the Google is using the RPA, and as far as I know, they are using UiPath or not sure, but all the working methodology of all these tools are same, because all these are automation anyway. Only the all these are automation tools. Only the interface changes and the bit of working and functionalities changes. But if you have worked on one tool, you can work on other tool as well. And Automation Anywhere being the simplest tool, if you start working on that, you just develop a logical mindset, and you just develop functionalities, just develop that habit of developing the code in one automation tool. So you can probably switch to other tool in the market which are present in the there. So as far as I know, Google is being using this automation, this RPA technology. Even if I talk about all the other companies over here, TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, Wipro, EY, even the big four companies, which is my Deloitte, KPMG, EY, PwC, Genpact, Headstrong, all these companies are using RPA technology, our system, EXL. So there are, in fact, each and every company, even the startup are just adopting this methodologies, and they are just switching to the RPA technologies. And all the other companies, thousands and thousands companies are there which are using RPA.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so
Ankita.
even if you start working on one tool, you have that knowledge of working on one automation tool, you can easily switch to another tool and you can learn the functionalities of other tool.
Okay.
Yeah, Ankita, one more question. So as
Yeah.
you said, there is many application in market, that is UiPath, automation is Prism, OpenTask. So which one is user friendly and in the terms of technical support from the organization
You
company,
know,
that is?
as I would say that it's not that which is if you want to learn from the very basic, and if you don't have that development approach, and easiest way to start is to start with Automation Anywhere tool, because this is a very user friendly tool. You don't require any deep dive coding into that, right? If you move to UiPath and in UiPath, what happens? Bit of coding is involved. You just need to have a bit of coding. I won't say very much of coding, yes, but a bit of coding knowledge. So yes, you can kickstart with Automation Anywhere tool, because it is very easy to use and it is very easy to understand. Even if you have even if you don't have any knowledge about development, even by looking at the commands, you can hit and trial. By using the hit and trial method, you can even use this tool. So yeah, with few trainings and with simple trainings, you'll be able to use this tool. Now what happens that every automation tool is based on the same framework and with the same logic. So if you have started with the simplest tool, you can simultaneously or gradually you can move to the other tool, and you can switch to other tools which are there in the market and explore more, because all on the same platform, or I would rather say on the same methodologies, right? So if you have a knowledge on one tool, you can work on the other tool as well. So that's not a big
Okay.
challenge.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so should we close the session?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Let's connect tomorrow.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.